Hi, Eric. You had a question about difficulty with fibs and that you wanted to master them. And that's admirable. I'm not sure that mastering fibs, obviously, let's just see how that's going to, let's just see if how we're going to apply that. So let me find a chart quickly where I can go ahead and do that. I'm trying to look for a nice clean chart where we can apply it. I understand that you might be familiar with fib retracements, obviously, not just fib extensions, and the fib extensions are quite difficult. The fib tools in programs do differ on occasion, so how you might use them in the charts might differ completely. But let's have a look here. So one example of it is here. This is interesting. I'm just looking at pound QE here. It's completely reversed, completely from going long to just reversing. Anyway, so one of the ways to do it, okay, using fib retracement. So the settings that I have for my fib retracement is I have 0 on. I use gray because my chart's either black or white, so you have gray set up so it'll show up on either. 382 is on, 786 is on, 0.5 is on, 618 is on, and 1 is on. So these are all the ones that I have set on. I've typed in the values myself, so I've done that. I've created that one. I've switched off the distance lines because they're incredibly distracting, and I've just set the width to 2 distance lines color in gray, and I can then use the fib retracement. So obviously in this move up here I want to see how far it's going to pull back, so I'll click on the recent swing low, move it up here, and then match with the top of this candle over here to that level there, and I can see at this point in time from this swing low, price headed up to that point and then pulled back to the 50 fib level. So to put that into practice, that would have looked something like this. That would have looked something like this. Obviously, I would have seen price doing higher lows and higher highs, and then what would have happened is price would have done this. So I would have seen price doing higher lows, higher highs, and then it starts to break the low. So we have a lower high over here and a lower low. So I'm figuring, okay, it's done with that run. It's probably broken this upwards trend line. Yes, it has. Therefore, I have 2 reasons to believe that this short-term uptrend is now pulling back. So then using the fib retracement tool, click on that, line it up with the top of the candle over here, and now I have a sense of reference. I'm trying to determine if this is just a temporary pullback or if it's actually going to reverse at some point. And so what happens is we get a low test out of this region, and price then continues, and obviously if it breaks that high, that's it. So that would then be, you technically argue that that's a 50 fib retracement. Not super precise, but not that bad either. All right, so and then price carries on. So that's obviously using that. Now, interestingly enough, what we want to do, if we could go back in time, is that when that price turns around and starts heading up, what we're looking to do is to see how far price will go using the fib extension tool. So I'll go to my fib extension tool and bring up my preferences for that. I've got 0 on, I've got 382 on, I've got 0.5, 0.68, 0.7, and 68. So in other words, everything that's in my fib retracement, I have switched on as well. Also have 1 switched on as well. And then I have 1618, 1272, and 2 switched on because those are my targets. So I want to use the same kind of setup here and then use the potential targets that we have. I've switched off the show distance lines, and I've kept my width to 1. It could be 2, I suppose. And the way that this works is slightly different. I need an additional angle. So originally, with my fib retracement, I would click on the swing low and then match it up with the swing high to see how far price pulled back and then turned around. So that's using the fib retracement tool. This time what I'm trying to do is I want to match the swing low from, I want to move price action, I want to measure price action from there to there, how far it's pulled back. And so based on the pullback and the turnaround, how far up here is it likely to go. So using my fib extension, I'm going to click on the swing low, click on the swing high, and then pull it back to measure under that swing low. So I have price came up here, touched that level, came back, and based on this movement here, it is projecting that the move will head up to 1.2 or 1618 or 2, based on that. So let's see what happens. So we'll go and do that and just see what happens with price at that level. The problem with this is it's very hard to go and adjust this after the fact. So what I might do is just redraw this. So use the fib extension, click on the swing low, swing high, and then bring it across to here. All right, and then let's see where it goes. Before it turns around. Here we go. There's your 618 level. And so that's how we've used the fib extension. And I want you to note that I just picked pound Kiwi for no particular reason, but that's the setup that I worked with. So you can see how price would move and hit that level there was the 618. Those are my 3 potential targets, and that's kind of what I've used here. So I hope that that helps you, gives you a good example. You can obviously watch the video as much as you need, but I think that that'll give you an example of what you what you're trying to achieve, and I hope that the help clarifies it for you. So I'll save this. I'll send it in an email to you. I'll send you some links as well, and you can take it from there. All right.